Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are good बच्चों. Today's topic is essay writing. तो आज हम करने वाले हैं essay writing को कवर बच्चे. ऐसे कैसे लिखेंगे और कैसे उसकी राइटिंग प्रॉपर तरीके से एक इम्प्रेसिव बनाते हुए हम कंप्लीट करेंगे. राइटिंग इज एन आर्ट and you need practice to master. The best way to learn writing is through essay writing because it teaches you how to present your views and facts in a rational and systematic manner. से आप कैसे फॉलो करेंगे. राइटिंग तो आर्ट है ना बच्चे, तो आपको प्रैक्टिस होती है. जितनी प्रैक्टिस करेंगे तो आप मास्टर बन जाएंगे उसके. और राइटिंग लिखने से होता क्या है, ऐसे राइटिंग इतनी इंपॉर्टेंट होती है बच्चे, वो आपको सिखाती है कि अपने व्यूज को आप कैसे प्रेजेंट करें, फैक्ट के बेस पर, रैशनल के बेस पर और सिस्टमैटिक मैनर को फॉलो करते हुए. रीड द फॉलोइंग ऐसे केयरफुली. सो यहाँ पर आपको अलग अलग ऐसे मिलेंगे बच्चे, ठीक है. आपके टाइटल बिल्कुल अलग होंगे और उन्हीं बेस पर पूरा ऐसे यहाँ पर लिखा होगा. तो फर्स्ट ऐसे हमारा सोशल नेटवर्किंग मेरिट्स एंड डीमेरिट्स पर बेस, कि सोशल नेटवर्किंग जो होती है बच्चे, उनके फायदे भी होते हैं और नुकसान भी होते हैं. तो उससे रिलेट करता हुआ ये ऐसे है. लेट्स बिगिन बच्चे. मैन कैन नॉट लिव विदाउट सोसाइटी. ही नीड्स टू इंटरेक्ट विद अदर पीपल. इन मॉडर्न टाइम्स दिस नीड आर फुलफिल्ड बाय द सोशल नेटवर्किंग साइट्स ऑन द इंटरनेट such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and the link. Both computers and mobiles phones are used for this purpose. Social networking is doing a great work in present context when people have to free time to walk over and talk to friends. Technology has come to their aid. Social networking is a wonderful tool for connecting with groups. People can share their happiness and grief with other people, and this helps them come into contact with other known or unknown people. It also provides them an adequate platform to raise some issues which might be turning in the head. It has proved to be a powerful tool for social awakening. Every person has the power now to raise any issues he may like. It depends completely on people which topic they want to take notice of. Social networking sites play a suitable platform for entertainment as they can share files, jokes and videos by click of the mouse. Despite all these merits, social networking is not without its share of demerits. Connecting to these sites is as good as addiction, which may waste useful personal time. These sites also enable people to raise such issues which are unethical, immoral, or sometimes illegal. It can lead to criminal acts. These sites are often misused as cylinders in the name of freedom of expression. Once there are cases of harassment and abuse. While it is a powerful tool to raise awareness and start social movement, it can also be used as a negative tool of fomenting social unrest. So, a word of caution is needed that these sites should be used so that the national and human interests are served. Next है बच्चे, discretion is better part of valor. Gandhiji once said that a coward can proved to be the bravest of men, while the brave person can act like a coward in a particular situation. Valor is not composed to a brutal physical strength alone, but it should be coupled with a trails of the mind, compassion and kindness. Valor is not showing one's strength to the weak, but it comes to its own when it is employed to protect the weak and suffering. Valor without care and valor without providence are of no value. Discretion at time moves better than valor. It would be unless rather detrimental to go on fighting in the face of certain death. It would be a prudent of withdraw to a safer place for the time being, only a relaunch the offensive at a suitable time. When Maharana Pratap was fighting the famous Haldi Ghati battles against the much larger Mughal army, he would have been defeated. Moreover, when his horse was injured, he could have been killed. At these crucial times, he decided to withdraw from the battlefield. With time, he forced the Mughals to leave his territory, and so he became the king again. Wisdom coupled with valor is a treasure that is envied even by gods, and without it, it leads to destructions. A brave warrior is one who exercises discretion before making use of his force. So, there is no denying the fact that discretion is better part of valor. Next बच्चे, next paragraph बेस है generation gap. We age with every passing day and year. With it occurs different types of changes in the personal life, society, education and world. Change is the law of nature. Only change is static and everything else transitory. The old changes yielding place to the new. Change has to be realized by all people, young and old. The elderly should realize that with change their outlook must change so that they can adjust with the new situation. At the same time, the young has duty towards the old. The old were not born old, they were young ones. Time has devoured their physical strength and energy, but all is not lost. They have profound experience that may guide the youth. No doubt, a sense of isolation haunts the aged. It is the duty of young to stand by the elderly and sweeten the rest of their life with their love and sympathy, care and consideration. Old age homes are coming up at every place today, though they are contrary to Indian way of life which promotes family bonds. It never supports any hostility between the old age and the young. The young should take opportunity to build upon the experiences of the aged in oldest to bring lustrous to their future life. At the same time, the aged should take up their new responsibilities in the changed time. नेक्स्ट है बच्चे अ विजिट टू अ बुक फेयर. बुक फेयर में विजिट करना. Different types of fairs are held in our country. They provide variety and entertainment to life. They lessen the monotony to routine life. They are an essential part of our life as we learn many things from them. When we talk of a book fair, it is of the highest educative value. In my town, a book fair is annually held in the winter months. Last year, I visited the book fair with my friends Tarun. The fair was held in the large playground of a school. It was a grand feast of books. The row of stalls were erected with sufficient space to walk between them. The stalls were tastefully decorated. There were many people in the ground, but the atmosphere was calm and quiet. I breathed in an air of learning. The soft and sweet strains of the music filled the air. Lots of people were found crowding their favorite stalls. Men, women and children were busy buying books of their choice. The stalls with their amazing architectural design and variety of their publications invited the book lovers. I moved from stall to stall and bought some book. I also enjoyed a talk show by an author. As evening approached, I returned home with sweet memories of the book fair. नेक्स्ट है बच्चे लाला लाजपत राय. इनसे रिलेट करता हुआ पूरा हमारा ऐसे दिया हुआ है बच्चे. Lala Lajpat Rai was one of those great, fearless and brave freedom fighters who laid down their lives for the independence of the country. He was born in Ludhiana in the year 1865. He was a social worker and a great educationist too. It was a due of efforts that the DAV College was established in Lahore. When Lala Lajpat Rai rose on the national horizon, the leaders demanded only some concessions for the oppressed British rulers. He was, however, the one who demanded self-rule. He, together with Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Vipin Chandra Pal, came to be known as Lal Bal Pal. When Lala Lajpat Rai saw the British rule was no answer to the problems of the Indians, he exhorted his fellow Indians to fight for their freedom. He also visited Britain and the US in 1914 to make the international community aware of what was happening in India and to win their support. He became the president of Indian National Congress at the special session in Kolkata in 1914. The day of November 27, 1928 was a factual day of us all. He was leading a demonstration in Lahore protesting against the visit of Simon Commission. The brutal British police came charged the demonstration. He sustained grievous blows. He fell down bleeding fiercely, and nevertheless he thousands and every blow on him and would prove to be the final nail in the coffins of the British rule. He succumbed of these injuries. His words came true when the country gained its freedom on August 15, 1947. Though Lala Lajpat Rai is not amongst us, he continues to inspire us even today. Next is noise pollution. Pollution is a serious problem these days. It is mainly of three kinds: water pollution, Air pollution and noise pollution. Noise pollution is one of the most serious events that have been plaguing our life in different manifestations. It is a variable nuisance in the urban peoples in the particular. It may seem harmless, but its effect is very negative. Noise pollution is mainly caused by the blowing horns of the automobiles, reckless use of loudspeakers, running of heavy machines, and bursting of crackers. Overpopulations and industrialization accelerate the rate of noise pollution. Aeroplanes too have a share in noise pollution in the affected zones. Environmentalists repeatedly warn us about the epidemic of nervous disorder to be caused by the noise pollution. We can already find more and more people suffering from depression, and noise pollution is one of its important causes, but we pay little heed of their words. The Supreme Court has passed a directive to limit the level of noise pollution. The Parliament too has enacted a law by which horns cannot be blared long after evening hours. But these laws and rules are observed more in breadth than observance. Here, public awareness along with strict enforcement of law can only curb the menace of noise pollution. Noise pollution snatches our peace of mind. It must be tackled at an urgent level. Next बच्चे, population explosion. One of the major problems that faces the world today in rapid growth of population. Until about 800 AD, the world's population stayed below 200 million. Since then, it has risen dramatically. The rise has been and greatest in the 20th century. The population has risen to about 6 billion at present. It is 3 times as large as it was 1960. It is not the actual population, but its rate of increase that is a cause of alarm. It was about 7.6 million in 2018, and by 2030 it would be about 8.6 billion. Such as large population is already consuming as many resources as can be provided by to us. The increasing population means the need for more food, more school, more houses, more civic facilities, more hospitals, and more of everything else. India is the second most populous country in the world after China and is likely to become the most populous country in not many years. With over 1.25 billion population, India's population is almost 3 times as large as it was 1950. It is rising by about 1.9% per year, and consequence every year an extra 26 million people have to be provided for. The government is taking only half-hearted measures to check the population growth. The growth of population in India has created a large number of population. One of the gravest problems created by it is the widening gulf between the rich and the poor. Illiteracy increased in proportion to the rise in population. According to World Bank report, almost half of the illiterate people in the world live in India. Poverty and ignorance generated by population explosion benefit only the politicians who misguide the people and create rivalry among the caste and the religious for their selfish interest. Next है बच्चे gardening पर base. Gardening, a hobby, is a fruitful pastime. It passes the time fruitfully and the same time inculcates noble qualities in the mind. There are several hobbies which can be practiced to fruitfully pass the free time. Gardening is one such hobby. Many people think that gardening amount to operating spade and other garden implements to arrange and rearrange soils and trimming the plants. This is more to it than most people might realize. The first benefit of gardening is that it keeps a person healthy. The doctors have found that a person who does half an hour of gardening 5 times a week has only 25% risk of having a heart problems when compared with their persons. It has been found to be beneficial to the joints of the body. Gardening transports a person to the lap of nature. It is really fruitful and joyful for those who maintain a kitchen garden. They will find that it, besides giving fresh vegetables and fruits devoid of chemical manure and pesticides, helps save money which can be better utilized in other ventures. And above all, the garden makes a house look like a house, indeed, and permitted with greenery where you like to sit in the open too. The hobby of gardening is all the more useful in the modern jungles of concrete where greenery has become an illustrious thing. You can find the joy of gardening and you plant a new and saplings near your place and taken care of them. Looking after a plant is much like taking care of a little child. Next बच्चे, health and hygiene. Health and hygiene से relate करता हुआ ऐसे, health is well in terms of physical, social as well as mental aspects of a person. Having good health helps us to function better. Being healthy helps us to fight against diseases and make our bodies healthier. Hygiene refers to everyday practice to keep ourselves healthy. These practices protect us from illness. We must consume a healthy diet balanced with different foods. Fruits and vegetables have vital minerals and vitamins which we need. Drinking fluids help to remove all the toxins in our body. Pure drinking water helps to keep us hydrated. We must cut down on junk food and eat protein-rich meals. Milk makes our bones strong. Washing fruits and cooked vegetables before consuming them is vital. Cleanliness is also necessary. Taking a bath regularly and wearing clean clothes improves our hygiene. Washing hands helps to keep germs away. We must cut our nails when they grow long and brush and floss our teeth every day. Exercising every day makes us healthy and fit. These practices help to build our immune system. Hygiene and good health also include keeping our surroundings clean. We must dispose of garbage correctly and not throw it on the streets. Defecations on the streets is highly hygienic. We must adopt these practices not just to keep ourselves fit but also for our society. Next बच्चे, न्यूज़पेपर्स. न्यूज़पेपर से रिलेट करता हूँ पैराग्राफ. ऐसे है पूरा, पढ़ेंगे इसको, रीड आउट करेंगे बच्चे. Newspapers are the print medium of communications about happening, events, plans, information of day-to-day activities, etc. They are published by a number of publishers and are bought out in different languages. Newspapers published every day are known as dailies, while those published once in a week are known as weeklies. News and views carried in newspapers depend on the periodicity. Newspapers have a serialized number printed on their issues. They are printed on every thin paper called newsprint. They generally have a number of pages and cover a large number of topics such as politics, society, economy, business, science, technology, environment, and sports. There are also entertainment news items such as on theatres and films. Nowadays, newspapers are also available and can be browsed on the internet. They are usually low-priced publications so that they are accessible of the maximum number of people. Newspapers carry authentic news. Reporters and correspondents work from newspaper offices. They report from the place where an event has taken place or the scene of action. They write their report and file their stories that are edited by editors and then published in the papers. Various experts also write on subjects of their expertise. Besides news and views on local, national and international issues, newspapers also carry important messages, announcements and advertisements. तो न्यूज़पेपर के बारे में आपने पढ़ा बच्चे पूरा ऐसा कि न्यूज़पेपर में क्या क्या चीज़ें आती हैं, क्या क्या इंपॉर्टेंट हमें इंफॉर्मेशन मिलती है, प्रॉपर तरीके से अनाउंसमेंट होती है वहाँ पर एडवर्टाइजमेंट के साथ. इस तरह से हमारा जो पैसेज वाला और पूरा ऐसे वाला जो चैप्टर है वो हमने कंप्लीट किया है और डिफरेंट वे में हमने प्रॉपर इन्फॉर्मेशन हर एक टॉपिक पर गेन की है. नेक्स्ट है आपका पिक योर ब्रेन. तो यहाँ पर बच्चे जो आपका ऐसे के साथ साथ आपको क्लूज भी मिले हुए हैं, आप देख पा रहे हो यहाँ पर. राइट एन एसे ऑफ द फॉलोइंग टॉपिक्स with the help of given clues के साथ. Your writing should not exceed 150 words, मतलब 150 वर्ड से ज़्यादा नहीं होने चाहिए, जिसमें मेरिट्स होंगे, डीमेरिट्स होंगे. तो इस तरह से आपको यहाँ पर डीमेरिट्स ऑफ मोबाइल फ़ोन के बारे में लिखना है. क्लूज आपको दे दिए गए हैं. यहाँ पर आपको लिखना है डॉक्टर APJ अब्दुल कलाम के बारे में कंप्लीट ऐसे. और यहाँ पर भी आपको कुछ ऐसेज दिए गए हैं, यहाँ पर अलग अलग टॉपिक्स पर बेस्ड है, तो आप इन पर भी राइट डाउन करेंगे। दिवाली हो गया जैसे बहुत इजी टॉपिक है, तो आप देखते हो किस तरह से सेलिब्रेट होता है, क्या क्या होता है उसके अंदर, तो प्रॉपर इन्फॉर्मेशन अगर डाल देंगे तो वहाँ पर हो जाएगा दिवाली का ऐसे कंप्लीट। तो इस तरह से आपने पूरा ऐसे जो भी इसमें दिया हुआ है सबको रीड आउट करेंगे और जो ऐसे आपको एक्सरसाइज के अंदर मिले हैं वो भी आप कंप्लीट करेंगे खुद से बच्चों।